Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the next Facts Only video. It is November the 26th, late morning here on the East Coast. I have made it back from Los Angeles. Thank you guys for your support on that trip. You were able also to get some insight into North Korea from a South Korean there driving around. If you missed that video, just go back a day and you can check it out. It was not a Facts Only video, just driving around, having a chat with a Korean, giving some interesting insight. Thank you for all the new folks. We appreciate you. Thanks for everything that you do. Now let's jump in with the facts. I have a lot of them to share with you this morning, some good, some not. And that's why you are joining us in these facts only segments. So to begin with, we'll start here. Zelenskyy talking about the largest mass drone attack to date yet inside Ukraine. This is the record number. No matter what mass attacks have happened throughout almost 3 years of this war, this is the largest attack to date. 188 drones were flying around. You may ask, okay, Greg, can they continue to do this scale of drone attacks? Yes, they can. They are producing that many now. Their war machine is pumping out drones plus whatever they are receiving from other nations. Now, this is what Zelenskyy said. Thanks to our defenders of the sky for repelling the attack. About 80 drones were shot down, 80 out of 188. More than 90 were lost. That means they go off, they lose connection, they run out of fuel, they land somewhere else or unknown, lost. Listen, guys, doesn't mean they're taken out and didn't have damage somewhere, lost. Unfortunately, there is damage to our critical infrastructure. Please hear me, guys. When Zelenskyy starts talking about critical infrastructure, you need to listen. The situation is difficult now in Ternopil, and we will talk about Ternopil in just a moment. All services, repair teams on the ground work and help people. We are doing everything to restore the electricity supply as soon as possible. Ternopil, a city of about 300,000 people now in western Ukraine, just due west of Khmelnytsky. I will show that to you in just a moment. Zelenskyy going on to say, 188 drones. Each drone contains 85 foreign components. That's almost 16,000 components without which they wouldn't fly. Such attacks are possible only because the criminal circumvents sanctions. Russia circumvents sanctions through various schemes. Thanks to everyone in the world who is blocking such supplies, but we need more work together to make the sanctions work and force Russia to stop this war. We must stop Russian aggression. If you are against the war, you must really be against Russia's ability to circumvent sanctions. This is Zelenskyy's direct statement. It was a large drone attack. I was watching it through the night as I was traveling, and then when I returned here on the East Coast in Pennsylvania, and I said, And then right before I got some rest, I was seeing that Ternopil was hit. So speaking of Ternopil, let's go to it. I'm going to show you a video in a moment. Don't take it from me. This is facts only. Ternopil Mayor Sergei Nadal talking about the damage to Ternopil. But I want you to see where Ternopil is. I have a red arrow drawn from the city of Kyiv, which is in the north central section of Ukraine. It goes left over, and I outlined the Ternopil Oblast or region for you. Inside that is Ternopil city. Now that city is a key city for infrastructure and travel and logistics coming in through Poland, through Lviv, through Ternopil, through Khmelnytsky, and then it disperses. It'll go from there, Zhytomyr-wise, up to Kyiv into the northern, northeast sections, or it'll split there and go Vinnytsia and go down south to support the southern front and southeastern section of the war. Ternopil, very, very critical for this war, and the damage to their power grid is massive. Don't take it from me, take it from the mayor.
Unfortunately, we cannot currently start the trolleybus service due to insufficient power in the city. The city is not connected to enough power, so we have increased the number of buses to allow people to get to work or school. Kindergartens and schools will operate, partly using regular lighting and partly using generators. As for what the power engineers are saying and their forecasts on when power may be fully restored to homes, they cannot give a clear answer. They will be working throughout the day as there is serious damage. It depends not only on the work of the power engineers, but also on the possibility of obtaining additional power generation capacity. As far as I understand, this is unprecedented. Have there been similar cases before? No, so far it has not been this severe. The current situation is the most critical since the start of the war.
So there you have it, Mayor Nadal talking about that. He says, listen, no, this is unprecedented. So it's not only about repairing what was damaged, but they have to find more power. And when you go to find more power, then you're trying to pull it from other regions who are already at the very limited edge. This is what we've been talking about. Ukraine is this close to really having some serious destabilization in their energy infrastructure. They're holding on now by a thread, but this is an example of what can happen. And when you have President Zelenskyy speaking directly about Ternopil, and then I take you down to the mayor and you hear the mayor speaking, no, this is unprecedented. This is critical. We do not have enough power. We do not have enough way to generate it. We've got to find it, and we have to repair. Guys, I can tell you, I have lots of friends in Ternopil right now. Ternopil is dark. They also have issues with water. Water and clean potable water runs through electrical grid to power the system. So guys, it is critical in Ternopil. We'll keep our eye on it and look for other facts updates coming. I will update you on that. Frontline Facts. Lines are rapidly shifting. Unfortunately, they're shifting the wrong way. But I do have some good news coming for you guys in just a minute. Lines are rapidly shifting. Record enemy activity, 235 square kilometers in a week, and a new advance in Karakova. This is a record enemy activity. They took 235 square kilometers in a week. This is throughout the entire front lines where you see the arrows over there. I'm going to focus on Karakova in just one moment. The Russian army has presence in the center of Karakova. This is confirmed. This is a facts-only video. This is weird. They have an assault group in the center. In the Donetsk region, the armed forces of Ukraine will hold the city as long as possible. Chief of the General Staff, Bargalevuch. They're going to hold on. Of course, it's a fortress city, but it's critical. This goes back a few weeks ago when Russia burst the dam on the western side of Karakova, and Ukraine lost the ability to logistically support from those villages that had to be evacuated. All of this plays into the same role. To date, in November, the Russian army has managed to capture 600 square kilometers of sovereign Ukrainian territory. A lot of that in the south, Karakova, Pokrovsk, in and around Kupiansk. Although good news, Ukraine was able to kick Russia out of where they had pushed into the northeastern side of Kupiansk, which is up there on the green where you see the red arrows. We're not looking at that specifically now, but take a look at this right here. This is just the movement of the week. This is where they're in Karakova. Let me play that again for you, and then I'll show you the map myself. And they're in Karakova right there. And this is confirmed, guys. This is absolutely confirmed, or I would not be sharing it with you on a facts-only video. So let me go here now and take you to this area of Karakova. I will tell you, just so you understand, if you're not with me and you're just joining me, this is Konstantinivka. This is, I just want you to see in general, Chasiv Yar, Druzhkivka, right up here is Kramatorsk. This is the key fortress area. This is where Bakhmut was. This is where the battle in Toretsk is. This is where Avdiivka fell right here way back when. This is all the areas we're talking about. Now the push coming, of course, for the Golden Goose, I'm telling you guys, is Pokrovsk and Mirnograd. That's what Russia is trying to get. They're trying to come out under it, get behind Pokrovsk, cut the supply line, and take this, because that is a city, a joint city there with Mirnograd, 165, 45, 110,000 pre-war. So you just imagine, it's a big metropolitan area, and it's under intense assault. We got some updates actually a couple of days ago. There's very few people left in Pokrovsk, not military people. Ukraine doing a good job defending it, but the onslaught is coming. Now, I want to specifically look for this facts only at Karakova. Karakova right here is a key city. And listen, it's logical, guys. You can see Russia pushing down toward Sontivka, Vonsevska, Beretsku, Ilinka, Ostrivsky. We were talking a lot about Karakivka, and I was teaching everybody the difference between Karakivka and Karakova. As you can see, Karakivka's gone. We support directly. We did soldiers fighting in Karakivka, which means you support them through us. Thank you. Now we have the push beyond Dalny and the push toward Romanivka. We have Ukrainian soldiers along this line, the village in the river bottom, that are trying to work their way out and defend. This is also, I need to change it just to any color right now. The key I need to change that to a different color. We can go red, that's fine. The key highway, paved highway through Dachny, Konstantinopel, that runs back to Zaporizhia. So you can see here, Karakova. Let me zoom in for you. And it's nonstop, guys. When Russia has this position here, it's just going to be artillery and drones going nonstop. They have the same on the south. So that's what is happening. But if you zoom into Karakova, they have established a gray zone coming in, and RU has a reconnaissance group right there in the center of Karakova. That is a fact. Is that a suicide mission? Most likely, yes, but Russia's good at doing that. But they are there destabilizing that center so that Russia can continue its push forward. So we'll keep our eye on that. Unfortunate, it's not the best news in the world, to be honest with you, but it is a fact, and that's why I'm sharing it with you on this Facts on the Video. Now, fact, here's some good news. Zelesnkyy, commander, he says a new counteroffensive is incoming. Commander-in-Chief Zelesnkyy announced a new counteroffensive of the armed forces of Ukraine. Victory is impossible if the Ukrainian armed forces work only on the defensive. We must seize the initiative and counterattack. We must and we will. Guys, there is a counterattack incoming, a counteroffensive. You may ask, okay, well, where will that be? They're backing up everywhere on the front lines. Well, he says you're not going to know and you're not going to see it, but it's just going to happen. So I would just encourage you guys to think back to this. Here's the map of Ukraine. This is where Ukraine is doing its counteroffensive into Kursk. You can see that the battle for that Kursk region is way away from this front line. Hint, 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 hint. You see that? So where will a counteroffensive be? I don't know. I can't give you a fact on that, but it's coming. And you may ask, well, how can they do a counteroffensive if there's losing so many battles in other lines? Because they're trying, and they know they need to redirect Russian troops, North Korean troops, armaments. But here's the good news you have to remember. Ukraine is being supplied right now. They're being supplied not only with these longer range systems like ATACMS and Storm Shadows, but they are being supplied now with shells. Czech, EU, other nations, they're pushing in these shells that have been so slow coming, and they are getting to the front. It's giving Ukraine the ability. So it's logical. They've got to punch back. Where will it happen? I don't know. When will it happen? I don't know. But it is coming. A new counteroffensive is coming, and that's a fact. One last fact on this first Facts Only video of today, November the 26th. Defense Minister Umerov headed to South Korea. Isn't it interesting? I'm just riding around Los Angeles talking with my buddy from South Korea, talking about North Korea. He gave some great insight into the mindset of Kim Jong-un, into the mindset of Vladimir Putin and dictators. If you didn't see that, go back and watch that video. It's very interesting. Umerov traveling tomorrow to South Korea to request military aid for Ukraine. South Koreans get it. This deal with North Korea, this military partnership, this agreement, this pact is much more serious than the West is recognizing. And Ukraine understands it. They see it clearly, and they are taking advantage to go to South Korea and say, listen, we have a common enemy. It's not only Kim Jong-un in North Korea, that regime, but Vladimir Putin in Russia. And will you help us fight for the world? So this is what we're going to see. That is a fact. Umarov heading. Guys, thank you for being here on this facts only video. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for caring. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks to the mods who make all the stuff happen behind the scenes. This is a part of our team. I do plan to return to Ukraine right after Christmas. And guys, you'll be getting facts only right from the front. So thank you for being here. Thank you for all that you do. Be blessed, and we'll be back.